Do not answer any questions until you've taken legal advice.
The health, safety and welfare and work of all employees, guilty or not guilty.
Crises are inevitable. At some stage, we may all be affected by the impact of an unexpected, catastrophic incident. Matrix Risk Control UK Limited are crisis management specialists with real operational experience who can help prepare you or your company to cope in an emergency. They provide a range of services including training, executive support both during and after a crisis, and root cause analysis investigation through their accreditation as the UK and Europe's only provider of the world-leading Taproot system. In this video, we're going to look in particular at the issue of corporate manslaughter.
There is only one verdict that you should properly return today, and that is not guilty. Thank you.
Are you aware that a death in the workplace could result in imprisonment or a fine amounting to 10% of your annual gross turnover? Should the worst happen, how can your people, who may be subjected to a detailed investigation, be best prepared to deal with it? There are steps which you can take now to help prepare your directors and senior management to deal with such a scenario. At Matrix Risk Control UK Limited, they make your risk their business. They offer a unique training experience for the directing minds of your organisation. In the event of a workplace death, it will enable them to be better equipped and feel less exposed when dealing with the procedures in the Corporate Manslaughter Act. Delegates are taken through a series of realistic situations which they would encounter in the event of such an unfortunate incident.
To further inquiries, we're going to ask you a number of questions. You're not obliged to answer any of those questions, but anything you say will be recorded, may be noted, and may be used in evidence. Do you understand that?
From initial notification of the incident through to formal investigations on site, police interviews of employees and management, court proceedings and final judgment, delegates will gain as near to real encounters of situations of which they may have no previous experience. Matrix utilised the unique R2S camera technology to bring the incident to the boardroom and allow delegates to explore the scene in an immersive and visually intensive way. This technology was originally developed to assist with forensic imagery at major crime scenes. The founders of Matrix are skilled investigators and former senior detectives who've led many high-profile workplace fatality inquiries, both onshore and offshore. They'll work with delegates throughout the day and give them the benefit of their vast experience.
If you're potentially a suspect, that is someone who's being interviewed under caution, it would be advisable that you do not answer any questions until you've taken legal advice.
Through a joint venture with Paul & Williamsons, one of Scotland's leading commercial law firms and health and safety legal specialists, they provide a thorough insight into the legislation and the implications for your company. This interactive and dynamic course facilitates the role play of influential figures involved in a typical death in the workplace and challenges their management skills in a controlled environment. It introduces them to the requirements and pressures of a joint police HSE interview with a realistic practical exercise involving experienced investigators.
So a lack of management overview of the site managers, is that to do with a lack of management overview by the managing director? Who sets the standards?
Delegates may also be exposed to the demands of the media and also those of grieving relatives.
What more can you tell us? Well, the emergency service.
The course concludes with delegates being led through a jury exercise where they have the opportunity to consider the evidence and deliver their verdict.
I ask you to reflect again on the words that an employer must ensure, so far as is reasonably practicable, the health, safety and welfare and work of all employees, and contend clearly this was not the case here, and implore you to come to the correct decision. Guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
Senior executives who attend this course will return to their organisation equipped with vital information and practical knowledge which will assist them in the prevention of accidents and the management of a workplace fatality. Contact Matrix Risk Control now and make sure that your organisation is ready. Invest a little, learn a lot.